Mikel Arteta provides injury updates on 2 stars after Nottingham Forest win. Arsenal return to action following the international break in style, beating Nottingham Forest 3-0 at the Emirates as new signings Martin Zubimendi and Victor Gyökeres took centre stage. Arsenal's new boys did the business on Saturday as they thrashed Nottingham Forest 3-0 to get back to winning ways in the Premier League. Martin Zubimendi's brace sandwiched a goal from fellow summer signing Victor Gyökeres as the Gunners made light work of their visitors at the Emirates. It was the perfect restart following the international break, having suffered a bruising 1-0 loss at Liverpool. It's a crucial period for Arsenal too, as next up they have 3 games in 3 different competitions. The Gunners travel to Spain on Tuesday to begin their Champions League campaign against Athletic Bilbao. Then next Sunday, it's a mouth-watering matchup at home to Manchester City, another early season clash which could ramifications on the league title race. After that, Arsenal enter the Carabao Cup. Arteta's side have been drawn away to League One side Port Vale in the 3rd round of the competition. Here's a roundup of news from the Emirates. William Saliba was back in training this week, but the Arsenal defender watched from the stands on Saturday. Saliba, 24, pulled out of the France squad due to injury after rolling his ankle in the warm-up against Liverpool last month. After returning to training, there was hope that the French centre-back would be available against Nottingham Forest. But Arteta revealed to TNT Sports pre-match. He trained yesterday, but at the end of the session, he wasn't fully ready to start the game. Mikel Arteta has confirmed that Martin Odegaard suffered a recurrence of his shoulder injury in the first half of Saturday's win. After being caught up in a challenge between Jurrien Timber and Morgan Gibbs-White, 26-year-old Odegaard went flying and landed awkwardly on his right shoulder, the same one he injured in last month's clash with Leeds. "I think it was the same shoulder as last time," Arteta said post-match. He was too uncomfortable to continue. That's a shame because he played with the national team. He was feeling good, and suddenly, something happened again. He's going to be doing everything from now on to be ready for Tuesday. I guarantee that. But I don't know. Victor Gyökeres heaped praise on both Eberechi Eze and Noni Madueke after Arsenal's new front 3 started together for the first time. Eze provided the assist for Gyökeres' goal, while Madueke was outstanding on the opposite flank. Those two are amazing in their positions. They always do something special, the Gunners' number 14 told TNT Sports. "We definitely saw that today." Arsenal crowd reaction to Noni Madueke speaks volumes after brutal transfer petition. Arsenal 3-0, Nottingham Forest. Noni Madueke impressed as the Gunners returned from the international break in style, following goals from Martin Zubimendi too and Victor Gyökeres. Just 2 months ago, a petition titled "No to Madueke" began trending online. It was a ruthless rallying cry from a collection of outspoken Arsenal supporters who were strongly opposed to the signing of Noni Madueke. How stupid must they have felt here as the Barnet-born 23-year-old was running rings around Nottingham Forest full-back Morato, and the clock end was bellowing out his name. There is no getting away from the fact his Arsenal arrival raised eyebrows. It was a total bolt from the blue, and an addition that threatened to reshape Mikel Arteta's reputation where big recruitment decisions were concerned. But on the basis of the past week, the shock capture of the attacker was an initial £48.5 million well spent. Perhaps it's no great surprise a Premier League football manager knows more about what his team needs than faceless trolls on social media. Arteta's faith and belief in Madueke is already rubbing off on the England international. There were signs of real promise at Anfield before the break when he asked serious questions of Milos Kerkez. Madueke then backed that up by impressing against Andorra for England and then notching his first Three Lions goal in the 5-0 demolition of Serbia in Belgrade. It's plain to see the juices are now flowing and the confidence is pumping through Madueke's veins. In the first half alone against Forest, no player on the field completed more dribbles 3 or created more chances 3 than the ex-Chelsea forward. With Declan Rice dropped to the bench, Madueke also took it upon himself to grab the ball and swing in corners. In fact, it was his cross that was headed out for Martin Zubimendi's sweetly struck opener. It was a reward for Madueke's industry, energy and creative spark because he'd persistently looked like the player that was going to unlock the door. You almost felt for Morato, playing his first minutes of the season following Ola Aina's hamstring, as he was turned inside out and looked out of his depth. In truth, it was a slight surprise Ange Postecoglou did not make a change at the interval to spare the Brazilians blushes, as it was a mismatch. Bukayo Saka remains irreplaceable at Arsenal, but Madueke's skill set, cute dribbling and ability to cut back inside onto his left foot from the right flank is helping the Gunners cope in the absence of their talisman. Much like Saka, Madueke can go inside or outside and is now slowly developing his final product into something more polished. Even at Chelsea, few doubted the former PSV Eindhoven winger's quality. It was just a case of performing consistently, and the consistency has been there so far this season. Arsenal suffer injury blow with Martin Odegaard forced off against Nottingham Forest. Martin Odegaard injured his shoulder against Leeds last month, and the Arsenal captain appears to have hurt it again during Saturday's Premier League clash with Nottingham Forest. Arsenal captain Martin Odegaard was forced off against Nottingham Forest, following what appeared to be a recurrence of his shoulder injury. Odegaard, 26, looked to jar his shoulder after Jurrien Timber's tackle on Morgan Gibbs-White inadvertently brought the Norwegian midfielder down. Odegaard was making his first start for Arsenal since August 23rd, when he first injured his shoulder in the first half of the Gunners' 5-0 win at home to Leeds. The Arsenal skipper managed 20 minutes the following week at Liverpool, as their title chances were dented with a 1-0 defeat. Odegaard then played 45 minutes of Norway's 1-0 friendly victory over Finland before playing the full game against